I guess it's what you want from the game, and the game's the same as it was a couple years back, and I really don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna come up with some
Sure,
nonsense
it's
and play
ultra-realistic.
some
They
of the
introduce new
footage that's
characters and
off
environment, but the core of
the
much of the
BDO
story.
official
In an
site.
MMO,
Should you play Black Desert in 2023 by MMO Byte? Today we're going to be reacting to this video. I want to come at it from a content creator's perspective. Let's get straight into the video and make sure you drop down there and react in the comment section with me because I definitely want to hear my community's thoughts.
Black Desert Online is one of the most popular, most successful MMORPGs across the globe. This is in
Agreed.
part due to the fact that there just isn't any other MMO capable of rivaling aspects that BDO excels in.
Disagreed.
Okay, but on a serious note here, BDO
Yeah,
provides us as gamers some of the best action combat,
I
some
agree
of the
with that.
largest seamlessly
Definitely.
accessible worlds,
Amazing
and the
combat, big
best tier
open world.
players available in the genre.
Yeah.
All that in a game that is over 7 years old. Yeah, if you didn't think the genre was stagnant before, try retaining the #1 spot for all of the above for the better half of a decade with absolutely no competition whatsoever. But no.
I love how he tries to diss Black Desert by saying that there's been no other MMOs that come out that are even good enough, basically, you know. So my thing is, there have been a lot of MMOs to release, and none of them can keep up with Pearl Abyss. Like, yeah, Pearl Abyss isn't the greatest publisher ever, but they have created a magnificent game.
Game is immune to decay. Without regular updates, every MMO will suffer from the very same stagnation that the genre as a whole suffers from.
Yeah, for
Thankfully,
real.
Black Desert Online keeps players engaged with seasonal updates,
Every
some
week,
consisting
baby,
of
we get
small
new
new maps,
content,
others of large entire continents, and
class
most commonly,
updates.
and most importantly, for certain players, the addition of new classes.
Yeah.
Every year sees at least 1 or 2 new class additions,
I've been loving
bringing players
Megu.
back for a few weeks as they let nostalgia take hold of them and relive what they loved about the game before departing once more. That is the average Black Desert cycle. In light of this,
I disagree with this because I know tons of players that actually play the game consistently and make progression. And the majority of players that just log on, play for a little bit, and log off, they're never going to get anywhere in BDO. And those are the ones that complain and say, oh, the game's too grindy or this, that, and a third. It's all about consistency. Logging in every day, getting that hour in, getting those 2 hours in on the weekends, and making that constant progression in the world of BDO.
Pearl Abyss teased back at the Heidel Ball in 2022 that they were planning a large new update introducing an entire region to the game. Further details came via the Calpheon Ball, also held in 2022.
The land of the
Before
morning
we dive
light.
deeper into what Black Desert Online has to offer us this year in E3, just 2 weeks ago, the what can only be described as essentially an expansion titled Land of the Morning Light was released in Korea, with Pearl Abyss confirming that the update would be releasing globally shortly after. And
Yeah, I'm hyped for
shortly
that.
after, as in, 2025. Pearl Abyss are actually pretty good when it comes to actually thinking back to Dokkavi, Crimson Desert, Plan 8.
Pearl Abyss is good at taking care of Black Desert because Black Desert is their #1 game.
Yeah. Speaking of
Hey,
Crimson
the
Desert, Dokkavi,
Naruto.
Plan 8, they were in fact announced years ago, and we have still received relatively no news in the last
Which
few
kind of
weeks
sucks.
on
I'd
them.
like to see
Thus,
Crimson Desert.
is evidently very
I don't know about the
disappointed.
whole
The Land
Dokkavi
of the
crap,
Morning Light
but
expansion features the new continent of Hasso, located across the seas beyond the Musa
yeah, this
Maritime
looks
Lava
nice.
class's homeland, Port Rad.
Really
According to
excited
the
about this
Black Desert
content.
Foundry, the region is going to be roughly the equivalent of Kamaslivia in terms of size.
Kamaslivia,
It
what?
has been an actively discussed region for
Kamasilvia,
years.
homie.
The region itself looks gorgeous, and that should
Kamaslivia.
come as no surprise given that is the main appeal of BDO. Black Desert might have its flaws, of which there are many, but it never fails to deliver in terms of.
I love how people always hate on Black Desert's flaws. Like, oh, there's so many issues with the game. Like, I get comments all the time. No game's going to be perfect. Can't name one that is. But, you know, Black Desert brings the best of a lot of different aesthetics, the best of combat, you know, and of course, it's not going to be for everybody because everybody don't like to grind mobs.
Beauty or gameplay, unless we're, talking about the Shadow Arena. But then we don't really talk about the Shadow Arena.
Yeah, I never even tried that,
brings
really.
with it a lot of inspiration from Korean history, specifically the Joseon dynasty, the last dynastic kingdom of Korea, featuring unique areas, buildings, and vegetation.
Man, it looks
specific to
beautiful.
that era. There
Look
are
at
new
that.
races present, such as the Hurong, the Hare, and the Tortoise folk. Naturally, there's an extension to the story, and unlike what players are typically used to, the story will provide us with a semblance.
I hope the story is good.
Different story-related paths with different outcomes. The Land of the Morning Light will also feature a slightly different approach to its world. There will be several large boss monsters spread throughout the world, each having their own unique set of complex mechanics and requiring a different method to defeat. So what they mean by this is big boss hit hard, big boss splat players. There are new gathering minigames, new hunting life skill, new cooking.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
With various other additions.
I think the new update's going to be nice.
Mansions for players interested in player housing, because you're never going to be able to afford one IRL. New ships, new gear to obtain, and so much more. This expansion is going to be absolutely massive and will provide.
Don't believe that, bro. If you want a mansion, you can get a mansion.
What could arguably be described.
You just put in the work, homie.
Korean-inspired expansions for any MMO today.
Don't let anybody tell you can't achieve something.
Last week, the Maigu class and spring season servers were released.
Maigu class? Like, what the heck was that, dude? Maigu.
Saw the game also get a pretty sizable discount for players looking to purchase it on either PlayStation or Xbox. This discount will become unavailable.
Yo, we love to have you.
20th, though. So
come on and join BDO.
April 18th. What that means is you got like 2 days. I don't particularly feel like discussing Black Desert Mobile, as I feel like it's an entirely different game with different content, a different.
Yo, this content looks dope, bruh.
It is one of the better mobile MMOs out there, but the bar for that isn't particularly.
But is it multiplayer? Like, that's what I want to know.
Released its fourth quarter financials, comprising the months of October, November, and December 2022. Pearl Abyss has repeatedly expressed their interest in the overseas market outside of Korea, with them directly confirming 81% of its sales since 2012.
So when I first saw this video, I thought like he was actually going to discuss the game instead of just discussing a new update. Like, this doesn't even tell you at all if you should play the game. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, people are looking at this video and he's literally just, it should have been what's up and coming in BDO in 2023, because this guy don't even play the game.
Pearl Abyss as a whole have been underperforming, something that isn't entirely uncommon amongst men our age. This isn't specific to a singular game or platform, with annual revenue for 2022 being at roughly $300 million. Honestly, an incredible number, given it makes more than most Gacha games do in the same frame of time. This is down significantly.
Yeah, I mean, BDO makes good money.
Saw annual numbers topping $400 million, but we can attribute the large influx of earnings to the fact that Pearl Abyss released Black Desert onto consoles and Black Desert Mobile within the same year. Pearl Abyss,
that was a big hit for PA, man. That was a nice business move.
Black Desert Online has an overwhelming.
I think they still have more in store.
Spread across every platform.
Nice, 50 million players. Let's go, BDO players.
Via mobile, which is actually rather surprising to me. And 4.1
dude, BDO Mobile is nice. Don't sleep on it.
It has earned the company $1.6 billion, with 77% coming exclusively from the PC version.
Nice.
1.6
billion.
Genshin Impact makes more money than Black Desert Online has earned in 7 years.
Okay, we gotta address this real quick. He just said that Genshin Impact made more in 1 year than BDO did in 7 years. Now, this shows you that BDO is not that pay to win. Yes, you can pay to progress, but the fact that Genshin can release and come out with these gacha banners and come out with these predatory schemes that trick children and teenagers into stealing credit cards and swiping and buying waifus and husbandos, that is pay to win. BDO is not that pay to win, and trust me, from somebody that's played the game and only buys value packs, double pearl boxes, stuff like that, you don't have to spend that much money on BDO to make progress. I've progressed very, very well with spending a small amount of money in BDO. So the whole pay to win argument is just already debunked to me because you can reach 700, you can reach 720. BDO is all about putting in the work, putting in the time, and consistently progressing.
Online was also mentioned, but not really elaborated on. Dokkaevi, Plan 8, and Crimson Desert are listed as upcoming MMOs or upcoming
Let's
games,
go,
but
Crimson
Black Desert
Desert.
continues to be the driving force behind the studio.
Yep.
In terms of total active players, as their claim of 50 million is total players that have registered and played the game at one point since its launch, it seems as though estimates put BDO at anywhere from 300,000 to 700,000 players. Many of these are no doubt bots, like most MMOs are played with, but the game averages roughly 500,000 active players all year round. Despite its
That's
low
dope,
consumer
man.
and
But
in spite of its
are you
highs,
going to talk
Black
about the
Desert
game at
Online
all?
continues to remain an MMO that players return to every year. I have been recording footage of their newest class over the last week and have been having a lot of fun back in the game.
Yeah,
It's been about a
Megu's
year and a
fun.
half since I last stepped foot in game, and every year I return, things have changed. At times for the better, and admittedly at times for the worse. Right now I'm playing through an entirely new area with a whole new story, new characters, a brand new class. This is an introductory experience that I haven't had the
This is my problem with videos like this, bro. Like, you don't even play BDO. How are you able to create a video that tells people on the internet, like, should you play this game? Like, just because you play other MMOs, you think you can judge BDO? And this is the exact reason why I don't make a lot of videos like this. I don't make a lot of videos that tell you guys what you should do or who you should pick or tier list because you don't know. Like, a lot of people who has played every single character in Endgame on BDO long enough to make a educated decision on what other people should play and how good they are, you know? And that's the thing about it is, like, even with my amount of experience on BDO, I still don't feel like I have the authority to sit here and distinctively tell you that this class is better than this class because there's so many classes, there's so many different styles of gameplay, and all of it's fun. Like, pick something that you like. If you like range characters, then try out all the range characters. If you like the close range combat, try those out. If you like tanky characters, you know, there's a wide variety of characters to pick from, you know.
pleasure of witnessing, and I didn't know that they had even implemented. Furthering my point that Prolibus are always ardently working on the introduction of new content, putting them vastly ahead of all of their competition, with the exception of Final Fantasy XIV and WoW, of course. But realistically, how do you even compete with those?
I've never even played Final Fantasy XIV or WoW. I literally downloaded the demo for Final Fantasy XIV, and it's a completely different game than BDO. And from what I've seen of WoW, it's a completely different game than BDO. They're two completely different games. So how are they going to compete? How do you compete with something that's not in the same realm of the nature of the game? You see what I'm saying? That's like saying somebody in football is going to compete with somebody in basketball. It's not even a comparison, bro.
Well, you could make yourself a mobile Gacha MMO. I recently covered how Summoner's War Chronicles actually has more active players than both World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV put together.
Because they sit here and use dopamine triggers to get people to play the game. They use little waifus and husbandos, and they use gimmicks that make you get that little dopamine hit over and over and over so you return. It's science. They're clowning on everybody.
So there you go. Food for thought. Is Black Desert Online worth starting in 2023 though? Or if you have already played, is it worth returning to? I guess
Let somebody who is a professional Black Desert content creator and a professional Black Desert player tell you, because this guy, obviously, look at his face. Like, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He just literally said in the video, I played the game about a year and a half ago, and now I'm logged back in, and I'm just now playing Mountain of the Eternal Winter. I've literally went through that storyline like 5 times on seasons just since I've been back. So I'm going to tell you right now, with 100% accuracy, yes, Black Desert is worth playing. It is worth trying if you like to grind mobs, if you like to explore a vast open world, if you like gear progression systems, if you like enhancement, if you like PvP, if you like life skilling, if you like nodes and setting up a worker empire and crafting and cooking, there's so much to BDO. There's so much you can do. So it's definitely hands down the best MMO out right now, and that's it. Mic drop. That's all I got to say. This dude right here, like, what is he even talking about? Like, look at his face. Literally.
Yes, it really depends on what you personally want from the game. Black Desert Online is still very much the same game that it has been for the last few years.
What kind of answer is that, bro? I guess it's what you want from the game, and the game's the same as it was a couple years back, and I really don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna come up with some nonsense and play some of the footage that's off the BDO official site.
That requires a very large time investment.
Good job, man. Good job. It's a MMO.
It's a game with a lot of grinding, but also a lot of freedom with regards to life skilling, leveling, exploring. There's more to do, more to see, more to find in this game than in most MMOs. But I nevertheless always find myself growing tired of the repetitious grind, like I do in every MMO. This is not something that is exclusive to Black Desert Online. So, I stopped playing after a period. Sometimes a week, sometimes it's a month.
A week or a month is not long enough to make progression. Like, once you get to a certain point in BDO, the world opens up. You get to go where you want. You get to do what you want. You can go to Arsha. You can PvP. You can go to multiple different grind zones. Like, I literally have the choice of, like, what? Hex, Orcs, Underground, Gyphon Underground. You can run, like, Nagas is pretty good if you got good RNG there. You can run Jade Forest. Then you can go to Arsha on any of these zones and just kick it and, do some PvP. So, I mean, there's a lot of places. Like, you got Ash Forest, you got Olins. Like, that's 8 different grind zones that you can grind at any point and make money. Like, the game opens up if you play.
Yet even so, I continue to find myself always coming back due to everything it provides me that I just can't find anywhere else.
I agree completely. BDO is the best game.
Not off-put by tedious grinds, and I think many other people feel much the same. Otherwise,
it's not tedious; it's consistent.
That it has. But if BDO isn't your kind of game, don't worry, I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now. One featuring every MMO releasing this month, and the other featuring a game Mrs. Sticks played that she had a lot of fun in.
What in the heck are you doing, bro? God, dude. Overall, the video wasn't that bad. I just feel like this guy really don't play BDO. He's just kind of, riding the wave, and, which I know his channel's MMO Bite. He talks about a bunch of different MMOs. So obviously he can't play every single game. That's why I wanted to do a reaction video as a content creator that creates content specifically for BDO right now, which I will be creating content on Throne and Liberty on this channel. I think I'm going to stick with just the MMO genre here, but I do have another channel that will be covering mobile and gacha games. So if you're interested in that, jump over to Putman Gaming, Mobile X Gacha, and make sure you subscribe over there, over here. And with that, I'm out. Have a good evening.